The world, my name is Edrin Shakira, a trans woman in Kakuma refugee camp. I'm here to talk about LGBTI crisis in Kakuma camp in Kenya, and I speak on behalf of LGBT in Kakuma. I'm calling upon the international community. I'm calling upon Canadian Embassy. I'm calling upon American Embassy. I'm calling upon High Commissioner for Refugees, Philip Grandi. I'm crying out to all of you. I'm crying out loud to the international activists. I'm crying out loud to the local activists on ground, please, to come in for rescue of LGBTI in Kakuma camp in Kenya. We are around 2,000 LGBT in Kakuma. All of us have fled our countries because our governments have failed to protect our rights as LGBT. We have fled persecution and fear of being killed in our countries. We have come into Kenya. We have been in Kenya for almost 5 years. Others 5 years, others 4 years, others 3 years. And we are here seeking for protection from UNHCR, seeking for protection from the government of Kenya. But all this has not been done. Even the persecution that we suffered in our countries, we still suffer it every day in Kakuma refugee camp. I'm calling out loud for help. We face daily attacks in the camp. We face attacks from the host community. We face attacks from the fellow refugees just because we are LGBT. We face daily threats. And after the threats, they attack us. When they attack us as LGBT, they take our properties. They destroy our shelters. We haven't gotten any help. When an LGBT member loses a shelter, cannot get it back. When he loses properties, can never get the properties back. Now he remains hanging. Most of the LGBT are homeless here in the camp. And this is why we cry out loud, so that whoever sees this live, whoever sees this video, please, you can come out for advocacy and for support, necessary support, basic support. We face high level of discrimination in every public place, in every office, in hospitals. We face all these. Discrimination is too high. It has left all the LGBT in the camp unemployed. They can never get employed because they're LGBT. This exposes all of us to extreme levels of poverty. Please, we call upon everyone watching this live, watching this video, to come in for help. We face daily arrests. They arrest LGBT members every day for no reason, just because of being LGBT. And after getting arrested, we are told to change our gender identity and sexual orientation. It is so sad that even the homophobia that we cry out, too much homophobia in the camp, is being covered on media by the officials, by UNHCR. It says that there is no homophobia in Kenya. I try to think, why does UNHCR cover homophobia? Why does the government of Kenya cover homophobia in Kenya and says there is no homophobia? Do they have to wait for us to die, all of us, and then they confirm there was homophobia? We don't report threats, we don't report depression, we don't report all these things, but they're happening here in the camp. We call upon everyone watching this, everyone to come out for advocacy of LGBT. I'm here speaking on behalf. We can no longer stay here. They teach us how to integrate in the community. But how do you integrate in the community when the community members do not love you? The community members do not love us, and they have put on us, they say that we are cursed, and they say that we are the reason why there's too much sunshine in Turkana County. We are held responsible for a barren land. We are held responsible for a drought that is happening here in Turkana County. So if you teach us how to integrate, there is no way you can change this weather. It will always be on us that we are responsible for no rain in this region. Is that true? How long are we going to stay like this? How long is LGBT going to stay like this? This is why I'm calling out first to the High Commissioner of Refugees, Philip Grandi. please to come out and advocate. UNHCR Kenya, please come out and advocate. UNHCR Geneva, please come out and advocate. Amnesty International, please come out and advocate. In the hospitals that you've made for LGBT in the camp, they cannot give us medicine. And even the medicine is not there in the hospital. Even the health workers are not qualified enough to handle our issues as LGBT. There is delay of service. You know, we have tried to come here and we expected documentation from the government of Kenya, which it has not done. Someone who is supposed to have an alien card, someone who is supposed to have done an interview in the first 6 months, someone is here 4 years, we are here 5 years, and there is no documentation of LGBT. We don't know what is going on. There's no formal communication from the government why things are done this way. There's no formal communication from UNHCR why things are done this way. When you go to UNHCR, it sends you to the government. When you go to the government, it sends you to UNHCR. So we don't know what is what. Remember, we are also human beings, and LGBT rights are human rights. We are denied our right to same-sex marriage. We are denied our rights of speech. We are denied our rights of expression. They even teach us how to keep a low profile. How long am I going to keep a low profile? How long am I going to stay without marrying my husband? Can you just imagine this? So we need our rights. We pray that as you advocate, please advocate for the rights of LGBT here in Kakuma refugee camp. Remember, we are only 2,000 LGBT, and the total number of refugees is almost 500,000. How can I live in such a number that doesn't love me? I'm speaking this when I'm sad, and I'm speaking this on behalf of all the people who are sad. The more we stay in Kakuma refugee camp, the more we decay, the more we use a lot of drugs, the more we get mental illnesses, and there is no help of everyone who is traumatized here. There is no help of anyone who is depressed. The only thing they have to help us is when you get an injury, is when they try to comfort you. We have got a lot of disabilities. People have lost their eyes. People have lost their legs. People have died here in the camp. LGBT people are dying here in the camp under UNHCR watch. We don't fight the government. We don't fight UNHCR. But we are crying out loud for advocacy and support of LGBT. How long does it take for an evacuation? That is the final solution of LGBT. We pray for an evacuation of LGBT from this homophobic and hostile land. They do sensitization of the people that we live with. But how long is that going to be? There is no way you will change the culture of the homophobes. There is no way you will change the religions of the homophobes. You can never change them. The only thing that they're supposed to do, or the only thing that we request, is for us to get out of this place. This is what we request. And another thing that is paining the LGBT right about now is some of the LGBT are being used also to cover homophobia. Because of our desperation, because of our poverty, some of our LGBT members are being used to cover homophobia. You can just imagine that. Today you get an attack. The next day they tell you, please don't report that attack. Please don't say that you've been attacked. You understand? They pay some of our members to say they have never been attacked. They pay some of our members to say that whatever insecurity that we get is being staged. This is not true. Homophobia is real in Kenya. Whoever is watching this, expect that anytime we are perishing. You can see what is happening around. The nation is turning against us. The nationals are turning against us. Every day they are planning to demonstrate. Recently on media, one of the members of parliament called Kaluma posted and said they have given us a countdown. They no longer want LGBT in Kenya. How do we live? You can just imagine the fear that we live in. This is why we cry out. This is why we say local activists, international activists, Amnesty International, please come in for rescue of the LGBT. We are never safe here in Kakuma. We live in extreme fear. We live in extreme desperation. We live in extreme poverty. We have diseases and complications that have happened to our bodies because of being LGBT, and we can never get any help. You can just imagine. Look at the lives that we live. Lesbians are being raped every day. The gays are being arrested every day. Transgenders are being undressed every day. Is that right? How long is that going to last? How long? Can the world tell me? This is why I've taken this chance to use media to speak out the truth and to let the truth save us. Because if you keep quiet, there's no way the world is going to understand what is happening. And even me who is speaking right about now, I don't know my safety because I've spoken it out. I've spoken how unsafe we are. I don't know, I'll be the next target the next day. But we pray that whoever watches this video, whoever watches this live, please have mercy on the LGBT in Kakuma camp in Kenya. They are stuck. 2,000 refugees, 2,000 LGBT are stuck in Kakuma camp and need your advocacy. Please come out. As I speak today, there is no LGBT who has ever gotten necessary documents. We cannot get employed, we cannot get education because we don't have the necessary documents that allow us to study. We don't have the necessary documents that allow us to work in companies. We don't have the necessary documents from UNHCR that allow us to even get private sponsors. At least if the documents would be there we believe that a private sponsor can come out. But it means they have denied all this from us. The right to documents, they have denied all this. Yes, it is not the final solution. The final solution is getting the LGBT out of Kakuma camp in Kenya. We don't know what is happening. We don't know why they are not working on LGBT, but they are working on other cases. We have different nationalities of LGBT.